What is the single craziest lie a man has ever looked you in the eye and told you? I'm not talking about I'm 6 foot tall when he's 59. I'm talking about a lie so big, so audacious, it almost ruined my entire life. I survived a love scam, but the scammer, he didn't survive me. Let me introduce you to Julian. Julian was the blueprint. Tall, dark, expensive cologne, drove a matte black G-Wagon. He told me he was a private equity manager for high net worth individuals. We met at a gallery opening. He bought a painting for $5,000 cash right in front of me. Looking back, that was the bait. He was investing $5,000 to steal 50. We dated for 6 months. It was a whirlwind. Private dinners, weekends in Napa, promises of a life in Italy. I was in love. I was planning the wedding in my head. I was vulnerable. Then came the Tuesday. I remember it was Tuesday because Julian never called me during market hours. But my phone rang at 10:00 a.m. He was hyperventilating. He said, "Babe, something terrible happened. The SEC froze the main trading account. It's a misunderstanding, a compliance error, but they locked everything. My personal accounts, the firm's accounts, everything." My heart stopped. I asked him what that meant. He said, "I have a liquidity call. I need to pay a vendor $40,000 by 5:00 p.m. or the deal collapses and I lose the firm. I lose everything. I can't access my money until the lawyers clear the freeze on Friday." He was crying, actual tears. He said, "I have nobody else to ask. My parents are out of the country. My partners are panicked. If you can just loan me the $40,000 for 3 days, just 3 days, I'll wire you back $50,000 for the trouble. Please. You're the only person I trust." I had exactly $45,000 in my savings. That was my down payment for a house. It was my life's work. I told him I'd go to the bank. He sounded so relieved. He told me he loved me. He told me I was his savior. I left work early. I got in my car. I drove to the bank. I was actually sitting in the parking lot, filling out the withdrawal slip, when a notification popped up on his iPad. He had left it at my apartment that morning in his rush. I had grabbed it to bring to him. It was a text message. It wasn't from a lawyer. It wasn't from the SEC. It was from a contact named Baby3. The text read, "I transferred the money, Julian, $30K. My dad is going to kill me, but I know you're good for it. Fix the SEC thing and call me." I froze. I looked at the withdrawal slip in my hand. Then I looked at the iPad. I guessed his passcode. It was 1234. Idiot. I opened his messages, and my world fell apart. There wasn't just a Baby3. There was a baby 1, 2, 4, and me. Julian wasn't a private equity manager. He was a romance scammer, a professional leech. I scrolled back through months of texts. It was a script. He sent the same "Good morning, beautiful" texts to all of us at the same time. He sent the same flower arrangements. And today was Harvest Day. He had hit all 5 of us with the SEC freeze story. Baby 1 had already blocked him. Baby 3 had sent him $30,000. Baby 4 was asking for proof. And me, I was sitting in a bank parking lot about to hand him my life savings. I felt like throwing up. I felt stupid. But then I felt something else. I felt a cold, sharp rage. I could have just blocked him. I could have gone to the police, but he's slick. He'd claim it was a loan between lovers and disappear before a court date. No, I wanted to hurt him. I wanted to hit him where it mattered, his greed. I realized something reading those texts. Julian was desperate. He owed money to someone real bad, someone named Vinny, who was texting him threats about breaking his legs if he didn't come up with $100,000 by the weekend. He was scamming us to pay off a loan shark. So I wiped my tears. I put on my sunglasses, and I texted him back. I said, "Baby, the bank manager is asking too many questions. I can't get the cash out today, but I have something better. Can you meet me at home?" He called immediately, angry. "What do you mean you can't get the cash? I need it now." I put on my best shaky, excited voice. "Julian, listen. I didn't want to tell you this until the money hit my account, but I won." "Won what?" he snapped. "The lottery," I whispered. "Not the jackpot, but the second tier. I won $2 million. The check cleared this morning. I have the physical check at the apartment. I can just endorse it over to you. That covers the $40,000 and everything else." There was silence on the line. I could practically hear him salivating. The greed overtook the panic. $2 million, he asked, his voice changing instantly from angry to sweet. "Yes," I said, "but I'm scared, Julian. I don't know how to handle this much money. I need you to help me invest it. Come over." He was at my door in 20 minutes. He looked frantic but tried to play it cool. I had printed out a fake check. It's amazing what you can do with Photoshop and 20 minutes of rage. I left it on the kitchen counter. He picked it up. His eyes bulged. "Baby," he said, hugging me, "this solves everything. We're going to be so rich." There's just one problem, I said, biting my lip. My bank froze the deposit because it's a large sum from a state lottery. They said I need to pay a liquidity verification fee or some tax lien to unlock the funds immediately. Otherwise, it takes 30 days. 30 days, he panicked. We don't have 30 days. I know, I cried. They said if I deposit $20,000 cash into the escrow account by tomorrow morning, they release the full $2 million instantly. But I don't have 20,000. I was hopping. Since your SEC thing clears on Friday, maybe you could borrow it. I looked at him. I watched the gears turn. He had just scammed baby 3 for $30,000. He had the cash. If he gave me $20,000 now, he thought he would get access to my $2 million by tomorrow. It was the ultimate investment. I can make some calls, he said slowly. I can get the $20K, but you have to sign the check over to me now. Of course, I said. You're the finance guy, handle it. The next morning, Julian showed up with a duffel bag. He looked exhausted. He had clearly been running around town collecting cash. He dumped it on my coffee table. $20,000, stacked in messy, rubber-banded piles. It was the money from baby 3 and probably whatever else he had hidden in his mattress. Here, he said, breathing hard. Take it to the bank, pay the fee, unlock the $2 million. I booked us a flight to Cabo for tonight. We need to celebrate. I looked at the money, then I looked at him. You're the best, I said. I'll go right now. I packed the cash into my tote bag. I kissed him on the cheek. I walked out the door, got in my car, and drove away. I didn't go to the bank. I drove to the police station. Well, first I stopped at a burner phone store. I sent one text to Vinny, the loan shark number I found in his phone. I texted, I have your money, but I'm trying to leave town. If you want it, I'm at Julian's apartment address. Come get it from me personally. Julian. Then I drove to the precinct. I walked in and asked to speak to the fraud division. I told them everything. I gave them the iPad. I gave them the fake check. I gave them the cash he gave me and told them it was stolen from another victim, giving them baby 3's number from the texts. I found out later what happened when I left. Julian sat in my apartment for 3 hours waiting for me to come back with his millions. When I didn't answer my phone, he drove back to his place to pack for Cabo. But Vinny beat him there. The police arrived shortly after. They found Julian beaten up, tied to a radiator, with a very angry loan shark ransacking his place. Because I turned over the cash and the evidence immediately, I wasn't charged with anything. The police returned the money to baby 3. Julian went to jail for fraud, grand larceny, and about 6 other things. The last time I saw him was at the arraignment. He looked at me from the defense table. He didn't look angry. He looked impressed. I didn't lose my savings. I didn't lose my house. I just lost about 6 months of time and gained a hell of a story. So the next time a man asks you for a loan because of an emergency, tell him you'd love to help, but you just won the lottery and things are a little complicated. Watch his eyes. If they sparkle with greed instead of love, run, and maybe, just maybe, take his wallet on your way out.